Supernatural entities have an affinity for latching onto objects and making life hell for whoever dares to possess them. The world is filled with morbid memorabilia, so crossing paths with a haunted item isn't out of the realm of possibility. But beware, some cause paranormal activity, some are cursed, and others are said to even bring death. So here are the top 5 haunted items you need to pray before touching. Let's jump in. Coming in at number 5, we have the Myrtles Plantation mirror. Mirrors are said to connect the world of the living to the world of the dead, and this 200-year-old mirror is apparently doing just that. The 2013 horror film Oculus already ruined mirrors for me, but the Myrtles Plantation mirror just makes it worse. It's beautifully ornate and trimmed in gold, but you might catch a glimpse of something else or someone else staring back at you in it. Myrtles Plantation is located in the Deep South, specifically Louisiana. The 18th century plantation is regarded as one of America's most haunted homes, although there could be a novel written about all of the ghostly legends set on the historic property. The most famous is that of the mirror. According to local legend, a slave girl named Chloe baked a cake laced with poisonous ingredients for the prominent Woodruff family, killing 2 of the family members in the process. There's speculation on whether she meant to kill them or simply make them sick. The other slaves, scared they would get the blame, took justice into their own hands and hanged Chloe. Now her spirit roams the property. However, the people she killed are said to reside inside of the mirror. People have reported seeing apparitions dressed in old-fashioned clothing looking back at them. Strange drip marks also mysteriously appear running the length of the mirror. The property has no shortage of paranormal activity and has been the source of many convincing ghost pictures. Whether the mirror is responsible for the surge in supernatural happenings or not, I still wouldn't look into it without saying a prayer before. I just wouldn't look into it at all, to be honest. In at number 4, we have Anna Baker wedding dress. Forbidden love, upper class versus lower class, a disapproving father. The story of Anna Baker could be a Shakespearean tragedy. Anna's wedding dress is a haunted relic reminiscent of what she lost, what she could never have, and what she could never let go of. Its purported hauntedness is more sad than scary. In 1849, the Baker family was one of high esteem in the small town of Altoona, Pennsylvania. As an upper class family, naturally the Bakers lived in a big, beautiful mansion, one that still stands today and serves as a historical museum. Elias Baker was the patriarch of the family, and he ruled with an iron fist, literally. Their fortune was made through ironworking, with Elias serving as an iron master. His daughter Anna, who, much to his dismay, fell in love with a poor steel worker. With an obsession for wealth and social classes, Elias forbade his daughter from seeing the man she loved. Their short-lived romance ended abruptly, and Anna never got to wear her beloved wedding dress. Bitter and broken-hearted, Anna locked herself away and refused to ever marry. The town branded her as crazy because of her antisocial behavior, and the maids would often catch her dancing around the Baker mansion in her unused wedding dress. Legends say that once her father died, she visited the only man she ever loved and found him happily settled down with another woman. Anna died lonely, broken-hearted, and angry at her father. Today, her wedding dress is put away to properly preserve the historical garment, but it used to rest behind a case in the Baker Mansion Museum. There were many reports of the glass case violently shaking as if someone was trying to get at the dress inside. Anna's wedding dress would also move on its own, seemingly swaying along with the ghost inhabiting it. Anger and sadness is said to have manifested in Anna Baker's wedding dress, making it an extremely haunted item. Coming in at number 3, we have Peggy the Doll. Warning, just looking at pictures or videos of this haunted doll can apparently make you violently ill. So if you have to say your prayers before even looking at her, I would recommend steering clear from this doll. Or say a prayer right now because I'm sure the editor's gonna show a picture. Peggy the Doll may look cute with her wide eyes and Doris Day haircut, but she's inhabited by an evil and impish spirit. UK-based paranormal investigator Jane Harris used to own her and says that she received a plethora of messages from people claiming to have gotten seriously sick after watching a video of her doll. Reports include chest pains, nausea, crippling headaches, and general anxiety. One woman even claimed to have suffered a heart attack. Peggy the Doll can do more than just make you sick, however. People claim to experience paranormal activity in their own homes after just looking at the doll online. One woman told Jane that after opening a picture of Peggy, her computer froze and she felt a strong presence in her room. Another lady said light bulbs in her home blew after simply mentioning the haunted doll's name. Oh, I've said her name many times. Come for me, Peggy. The previous owner of Peggy also reported a series of strange occurrences. She was experiencing terrifying nightmares and eventually fell extremely ill with a fever. After recovering, she sent the doll packing into the hands of Jane, who had similar experiences. 4 separate mediums have said a restless and frustrated spirit lives within the doll. It's also believed to be the spirit of a woman from 1946 who died of a chest-related condition. Who is actually inhabiting her is unknown, but the spirit is thought to be evil. Peggy the Doll now resides in Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum, where she continues to haunt the living. In at number 2 we have Thomas Busby's Stoop chair. Known as the dead man's chair, this supposedly haunted oak chair is said to be cursed by a murderer, so say your prayers before taking a seat. Plagued by the 300-year-old curse, this chair is now displayed in the UK with its legs off the ground so no one can sit in it. In 1702, Thomas Busby brutally murdered his father-in-law. Some say he was strangled and the others say he was bludgeoned. According to local legend, his father-in-law provoked him by sitting in his chair without permission, and chaos ensued. In a fit of rage, Busby killed the man and was convicted for the murder. His punishment was death by hanging, but he was granted a final request: to have a stiff drink in his chair one last time. Minutes before his execution, it said that Thomas Busby cursed his chair, saying, "Death shall come swiftly to anyone that dares to sit in my chair," and it seems like he kept his promise. Over the next couple centuries, many people fell victim to the apparent hex. A chimney sweeper died after resting in it. Whether he took his own life or fell off the roof while working is unknown. Another man was found dead after sitting in it due to a mysterious accident. There are also stories of soldiers from World War II who dared to take a seat and they never returned home. Because of the long list of incidents with Busby's death chair, it was donated to a museum and will hopefully never touch the floor ever again. And finally, in at number 1 we have The Hands Resist Them. There's just something so spooky and unnerving about this terrifying piece of art by Bill Stoneham. Perhaps it's the boy's hollow eyes, or the lifeless doll, or even the disembodied children's hands. Either way, what's most disturbing is what happens to those brave enough to come in contact with it. So if you don't want to suffer the same fate, maybe say a prayer or two first. Painted in 1972, Bill Stoneham based the piece of art on an old photograph of himself from when he was 5. Little did he know his work would go on to be one of the most famous cursed paintings in history. The Hands Resist Them gained notoriety after the 3 closest men to the painting died. Stoneham turned the painting over to Charles Feingarten for his art gallery in 1974, where it was purchased by actor John Marley, most famous for his role as the movie producer in The Godfather, who wakes up next to the severed head of his prized horse in his bed. His first media mention was by art critic Henry Seldis. By 1984, all 3 of these men were dead. The piece of art disappeared for years after this, but it resurfaced on eBay in 2000, and the posting was chilling to say the least. The seller claimed that the painting was haunted and that their children were being tormented by it. The kids said that they would see the boy and the doll in the painting fight and would be visited by them in the room at night. The dad was skeptical, of course, until he set up a camera and saw the boy crawl from the painting. He quickly listed it on eBay with a disclaimer, and it became an internet sensation. People began having paranormal experiences just by looking at the listing, hearing voices in their homes, and becoming very ill. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with that list? What haunted item scares you the most? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, and perhaps we can do a part 2. Before I go though, I just want to respond to a few comments from one of our last videos. Top 5 most haunted items currently locked away. It's just all about those haunted items. By Cat1234 said, whether it's a simple rag doll or not, Annabelle is terrifying. That's very, very true. The porcelain doll is definitely more terrifying in the movie, but the Raggedy Ann doll is just as creepy. Locked in a box. Anything that looks too innocent but you know is evil. Right Bland said, we need to set Robert the Doll and Annabelle up on a date. I mean, I'm here for it. I ship it. I think it's great. Almost as great as Pennywise and the Babadook. Gay icons. I ship it. I love shipping evil with evil. Sarah Elizabeth said, Lucy says, let's jump in, and I get the chills. Of course you jump. I imagine us jumping into a dark hole together and then tunnel vision ensues. I like that image. Let's all jump at the same time and see what happens. Let's all meet up and jump. Let's jump into the sewers. The Unituber said, Keegan Hughes has a kind heart and pure soul. Free him, Lucy, you selfish spawn of Satan. He's freed, okay guys? Get a grip. I saw him not long ago. Is he here today? I don't know. Did I unlock his handcuffs? Can't remember.
He just put his name on the schedule now, look.
Oh, he put his name on the schedule? He heard me. Wow, look, Keegan's typing right now. Oh my god, is that Keegan? No. That would have been perfect timing. And on that note, if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. And until next time, I'll see you later.